Good morning. Good morning. Grab your coffees. Let's connect this morning. Just giving you a moment to grab your bevy of choice as we connect in on Virtual Coffee Club today. As you join and decide to hang out with us for a couple of minutes, please say hi in the comments. It's Groundhog Day today, my friends. I don't know if I should just start over the coffee chat over and over and over and over again, just like the movie. I couldn't. Oh, you're torturous, Brent McCarthy. Good morning from Mazatlan. Hello, friend. He will be thinking of you from the beach bash today. Gosh, I'm not sure I'll get there this year, my friend, but 2022, it's happening. Morning, Kathy. I've got all the Groundhog Day news for you in just a moment. We're just going to get everybody checked in here first. Morning, Mom. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Darlene. I know, Brent. Maybe, I don't know, because like all the flights, you can't come back from, I think Mexico is one of the countries you can't get back into Canada till the end of April. So I won't make it there this year, but we will get there, Brent. Fauna and I are coming. It is going to happen. Good morning. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. So excited that you would take a moment to check in with us. If you're brand new to checking this out, we connect in every single day, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, just to make sure we're all hanging in there together in this world. You can check in for a minute, 30 seconds, the whole 20 minutes, whatever you feel like. We are here as a family and a club. And yeah, we're just here to connect. Melodine's here. Cheryl's here. So today is Groundhog Day. Officially the North American tradition where we allow rodents, or in Alberta's case, a guy dressed up as a rodent, to predict the next 6 weeks of weather for us today. First Groundhog Day, fun fact for you on this Tuesday. The first Groundhog Day was in 1887. Yeah, good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Jim. So the very first Groundhog Day, of course, the original groundhog, who's grandfathered several other groundhogs to create this tradition in North America, is Punxsutawney Phil. So our friends in Pennsylvania are the creators of Groundhog Day, and it is their groundhog. It was actually, in case you didn't know, I did a little fun fact research on Groundhog Day. It was a newspaper editor who wanted to do this Groundhog Day. They had a groundhog club in Pennsylvania. I mean, in 1887, what else were you doing, I guess? Surviving and creating Groundhog Day. So Punxsutawney Phil down in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania saw his shadow this morning. That means there's 6 more weeks of winter in the U.S. Our very own Balzac Billy got up, crawled out of his hole this morning, and also saw his shadow, making 6 more weeks of winter for us in Alberta. Wyerton Willie, who is like the Canadian equivalent of Punxsutawney Phil, did not see his shadow early this morning and has predicted an early spring for our friends in Eastern Canada. I don't know. It's always a mixed bag when the groundhog when the groundhog predicts our weather. I think regardless, we have a minimum of 6+ weeks of COVID left. So does it matter? Does it matter even? I don't know. That's the reports. I don't know. I was kind of looking to see, does anybody else, like depending where you're watching from and where you join Coffee Club from, do you have a groundhog in your community? I know back in my radio days, we would connect up with Pekisco Pete to predict our weather. Pekisco Pete, I think has been out of commission now for a while, but you just never know. Oh, in Buffalo, they have Dunkirk Dave. What did he predict, Jim? Do you have early spring or 6 more weeks of winter? Happy Groundhog Day, Corey Lowen. She says it twice to be, super fun. We need a COVID hog day. Brent, I'm pretty sure if we had a COVID hog day in Alberta, it would be shot. Honestly, right? Okay, so Dunkirk Dave in Buffalo, New York says 6 more weeks of winter. Okay, I'm going to write that down. I've never heard of Dunkirk Dave. This is new. This is exciting. Anybody else have another groundhog in their community? I should just make one. But there you go. There's your report, your official Groundhog Day connection. I don't think any other continent has decided to take on this interesting, I guess, tradition. But they don't necessarily have groundhogs in all the other countries, I guess. I don't know. We could have Kangaroo Day or something. I don't know. Thanks, Brent. I hope my crazy smile can bring a smile to your face. Cadence, yes, we talked about Wyerton Willie earlier. He predicted early spring. Cadence, you get early spring down there. We're going to all come hang out with you. Mike says, sometimes I think the groundhog is more reliable than the weather reporters and way cuter. I mean, I'd rather look at the groundhog if you ask me. Tanya says, I'll take 6 more weeks of this winter. 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. If winter stayed like this, we went on a mental health walk yesterday, and in our conversation we were talking about if it went from you wouldn't want it to get warmer than 10, right, for winter, and really no colder than about -10, I think is the ideal winter. So if it stayed between -10 and +10 and fluctuated through there, that would be an ideal winter. I do not believe that will ever be the case in Alberta, but a girl can dream, can't she? I don't know. I don't know if anybody gets that weather. Maybe in a section of British Columbia, they would have a mild winter like that. I don't know. You tell me. But that's what it looks like. That's what our, groundhog weather report is for today. Western Canada, 6 more weeks of winter. Eastern Canada will get an early spring. Looks like the US is getting 6 more weeks of winter regardless. That's what it is. What else is on your mind today? What are you thinking about? What's going on? What's happening in your world? Have you seen the movie Groundhog Day? Caden said to me this morning on the way to school that he's not sure he's ever seen the movie. Have I failed as a parent that I have not introduced him to the infamous Bill Murray and Groundhog Day? I feel like he's seen it, but I don't know. It's going to be on the schedule. It's like after school work today is we have to watch Groundhog Day. Probably, I would think, if they measured how many, if there was downloads or viewings or something, if Groundhog Day is the most watched movie in North America on Groundhog Day. I don't know. It's possible. I think, though, what it proves is that I don't know. I feel like looking at the history of Groundhog Day and that this organization, this group of citizens in Pennsylvania wanted to do this as just a fun way to kind of get through the middle, that hump, that midpoint of winter. And they created a fun thing to do. Groundhog Day shows me how incredibly powerful community can be. Do you see that with me? I just think, yeah, if you really want to do something, and think of the traditions that happen in the community and where you live. Most of the things that are, say, annual events or things that happen every year or something you celebrate annually in your community has been created by community itself. They're the citizen-led initiatives that turn into something bigger and better and keep going over and over and over every year. What do you think? I like that. To me, that's exciting. So to me, in this time frame when we feel like there's so much that is out of our control, there's so many things that are still within it. I think if you had an opportunity to catch the Cake and Eat It podcast with community advocate Jim Deers last week, you would have heard some of that. Last night, some of you may know the name, the infamous Community Caitlin. She is an extremely cool community ambassador in the community of High River, Alberta, Canada. And we recorded a show with her last night. And she talked a lot about how when things feel out of control, there's actually really cool things that community can do. And so it's kind of cool. And I think Groundhog Day is a really great example of that. Look how that turned into like a North American tradition, probably because it's so wild. Like if you talk to somebody outside of North America who has never heard, and you try to explain to them what Groundhog Day is, you get the eyebrows. You get the, what are you thinking? It's so crazy. It's awesome. So if you're thinking like, I have an idea for something, but it's a little crazy or it's a little out there, or I'm not sure. Somebody created Groundhog Day, my friends. You can create whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? There's power in that. There's excitement in that. And we're in this like really cool creative space right now where we could come up with stuff like that. If Groundhog Day was created by a groundhog club, what could virtual coffee club create? I think we could create something. Put your thinking caps on over the next little bit and we'll see what that looks like. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see what happens. Just, reminding you of your greatness, reminding you that if you put your mind to it, pretty much anything's possible. Within reason or even without. I mean, hell, give it a go. What do you have to lose? Yeah, Barb says, this winter has been so warm. We'll be lucky to have 6 more weeks of it. It pretty much is spring. I love it. Darlene says, I see magpies building nests. That sounds pretty spring-like to me. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm into it though. Just saying. Tanya, you've already created it. What the fuck Wednesday? I guess so. I don't know if that should be my claim to fame or whatever, but as a group, if we want to make WTF Wednesdays a thing, let's do it. We got to start that hashtag trending. We'll fire it up large tomorrow morning. Don't you worry. You have your opportunity. If you're not feeling happy, maybe you're not feeling happy with the groundhog's prediction today. You can bash him tomorrow if you want. But yeah, if this is I agree with you, Barb. If this is the winter we get 6 more weeks of, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What else is on your mind today? I was trying to think of other things that, other things. Yeah, we announced last Friday on Fun Friday that there's a new podcast show coming with my friend Mike Lavelle. And we will be recording that first episode, I believe, tomorrow, which is probably dangerous to record podcasts on WTF Wednesday, but we're giving her. And it'll be out hopefully by the end of the week. We'll see how that goes. No, we'll see how it goes. It could be a busy week. Darlene says, did you get my suggestion? Beauty and LaBelle. That's a nice play on the words there. Yeah, we're still taking name suggestions. We're going to put them all down when we connect online tomorrow to record the show. Mike and I will go over the names. We have to decide by tomorrow, my friends. So keep those names coming. Put them into we did get the one for, I think somebody suggested He Said, She Said, but there's probably 6 other podcast shows with that same name. So sadly, we probably won't choose that one, but it was a really cool idea. I appreciate that. Beauty and LaBelle is funny. I liked The Bald and the Beautiful, but somebody else didn't. There's lots of different things we could pick. It'd be kind of fun. So coming soon, you will find out what that is. Should be good. Well, I hope you have an amazing rest of your Groundhog Day, that you do not have the same experience Bill Murray had experienced. I know on the 8 o'clock dance party that I listened to from a local radio station in the city when I headed to school, they did that where they played the same thing. They said the same thing and played the same song 3 times in a row. It was hilarious. At first you're like, did they mean to do that? It's from a radio, but you're like, did they record that and then hit the button again by accident? And then you realize, oh, they're playing with Groundhog Day. Kind of fun. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day today. Thank you for coming in to hang out on Coffee Club this morning. We will be back tomorrow with another edition of WTF Wednesday, the day where you get to choose what we're talking about. You get to get things off your chest. You get the opportunity to say whatever you want to say, and we can talk about whatever you want. That was proven. Oh, that's been proven. No topic is off the table on WTF Wednesday. We will see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have a great rest of your Groundhog Day, my friends. We'll talk soon.